What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today, my friends, I want to put out a video talking about an issue that a lot of people, or not a lot of people, everyone is having in regard to breaking down the Dr. Home exotic rifle. Many of you have reached out to the channel over the last few days, and you've been saying that when you break the rifle down, you are not getting an exotic component. I wanted to make sure I pass that along, so today we're going to go over a few of the details and what you should avoid until the game makes the fix. Now, if you happen to enjoy this video or find it helpful at all, do me a favor really quick and hit that like button. You can feel free to subscribe or join as well, and we do have giveaways here. Our current one is for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. Now, I know for some of you out there, you may not have been able to pick up this weapon as yet because after your first attempt of running the Anderson mission, your inventory was full and you couldn't pick this thing up, so you may not have tried to break it down to get exotic components. However, I've heard from a lot of you out there who keep farming Anderson, you keep getting this weapon, and every time you try to break it down, you're not getting a component. Now you can see here, I marked the Dr. Home as junk, and when I broke it down, there is no exotic component whatsoever. Now I only have one copy of this. I'm sacrificing it for you, my YouTube family, so you can see what's going on. Because I want to make sure you're not missing out on anything you're entitled to when you're breaking something down. Now, to the best of my knowledge, this is the only exotic that this is happening to in the game. However, if you've seen it with any others, please let me know because I want to pass along any information I can. Now, this is the crazy part. So first of all, as most of you know, right now at the end of the Anderson mission, and they were going to change this, but right now, every single time you run this mission, regardless of the difficulty, you are going to get a random exotic at the end, which is great because I know for a lot of people out there, let's say they missed previous seasons or they weren't able to get certain exotics that have just been in the open world in the past. You can now run this mission on normal as many times in a row as you like. It takes about 15 minutes and you will get that random exotic at the end, and even though you don't know which one it's going to be, it's a guaranteed exotic no matter what. So even if it's something you already have, it's perfect for just farming exotic components because you can take any exotic you don't want, break it down, get the component, you're good to go. Now, the change they were going to make, and thankfully this didn't happen, but they were going to change things up to where at the end of the Anderson mission, the only exotic that would drop would be the Dr. Home, and they talked about the fact that, this would then become an exotic component farming mission. However, as you saw in the footage at the beginning of the video, you're not getting that component for breaking that weapon down, so had this been implemented, you'd have all of these people farming this weapon to get components, not getting those components. It would have been a hot mess. Now, the good thing is, the game is well aware that this issue is taking place. Now, they have not talked about when a fix is going to be put into the game, so for right now, my friends, save all your Dr. Home rifles. Do not break them down. Wait until the fix is there so you can get the components. Which now brings me to talking about what do you do if you actually ran the Anderson mission, your inventory was full, the weapon dropped on the ground, you didn't get it. And that does suck. You do not have the weapon at this point. Now, the good thing is it is in the general loot pool if you've completed the Anderson mission at least once. So you do have the chance of picking it up when you are farming either this or farming wherever marksman rifles, whatever they are, the targeted loot, you do have that chance. Now, a lot of you have reached out to the channel asking if I think they're going to keep this farm in the game indefinitely. And in my opinion, I think they may change it as we roll into Title Update 17 towards the beginning of the year, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think it's a great thing for the game, to be honest with you, and the reason why I think it's fine at this point to get that guaranteed exotic every time you run a certain mission, or in case this mission right here, is only because where the game is in its life cycle. There are still a lot of players who haven't gotten the Chameleon. They missed out on certain seasons. They didn't get the Memento or the Scorpio, so to be able to jump into a game, and especially to be able to jump in as a solo player and be able to do a mission where you can choose your targeted loot. Now, I know there are so many different ways to get exotics in the game. However, for a lot of players out there, they have the worst RNG in the history of the world. No matter what they do, they can't get an exotic. Other people can farm and get one all the time. So again, like I was saying before, I think this is something great for the game, great for the community, but with that being said, I really recommend between now and, the beginning of January, farm like crazy. We have no idea if they're going to change it, so while this thing is active, you definitely want to take advantage of it. With all that being said, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this video up. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel and remind you, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. One final thing I'd like to mention really quick is I think earlier in the video I referenced this as a marksman rifle. It is a rifle, so again, make sure if you are trying to farm for it using targeted loot, you set your loot to rifles, not marksman rifles, my bad, agents. And again, it is in the general loot pool, so hopefully you can pick up another one. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Torres is in position. Ready for extraction.
Get on the helo. I'll be right there.